Welcome back to those that were with us this afternoon, and a huge hello to those that have joined us. It's lovely to see you all. A huge hello to all of you here in person, but also a big hello to those of that are joining us online. So we are live streaming people. So, no funny signs. And if people do come up to speak, can we use the microphone so that people can hear us out into the big wide world? So, I think there might be. There we go. My name's Tamsin Smith, and I'm the CEO of Cornwall Museums Partnership. First of all, we would like to collectively thank the Cornwall Heritage Awards funders, supporters, and in particular the team at Crescent Kerno, who have enabled and provided such a perfect setting for the symposium this afternoon and for the awards this evening. This was all achieved at incredibly short notice, so a huge thank you. I'm trying to see if I can see them in the crowd, but thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. While we're delighted to be here, we were deeply saddened by the news of Heartland's closure. As I'm sure we're all aware, this continues to be a difficult time for the wider cultural sector, with many people facing difficult decisions. Our thoughts have been with all the staff and the surrounding community who have been impacted. And, as you can imagine, the Cornwall Museums Partnership team can really relate closely to this recent experience. Since we all gathered here last year for these much valued awards, I always think they're the highlight of the Cornish calendar. It's fair to say that we've shared many challenges within our sector. Yet, in these unsettling times, our local museums and heritage sites play such a vital role in supporting communities by engaging them with spaces and places, people, collections, and their stories. Museums, in their broadest sense, are an essential sanctuary for curiosity and inquiry, prompting and enabling more significant questions and feelings to be explored. Over the last year, CMP has continued to support and champion the ongoing passion and innovation of colleagues working throughout Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. We've continued to help seek opportunities whilst driving best museum practice, enabling the delivery of high-quality programmes and projects backed up by our values of collaboration and innovation. However, as you're undoubtedly aware, in early 2023, CMP's successful award of national portfolio funding from Arts Council England was retracted. A challenging time for all 8 partners in this collaborative bid, CMP, alongside other members, championed the ring fencing of this 1.8 million investment to stay in Cornwall. MC7, a new consortium of Cornwall museums, independently secured monies for their programmes that will take place over the next 4 years. Arts Council England also generally supported CMP's move away from the NPO model with the offer of transition funding, specifically awarded to previous NPOs to wind down or move towards a new operating model. Using this funding, we completed our NPO activity and optimistically sought alternative investment streams and operating models. After months of consultation, extensive strategic business and funding reviews revealed that there was no clear financially viable operating model available to CMP, both within the given timeframe and within the current funding climate. Therefore, the CMP board made the difficult but strategic decision to commence a phased closure of our charity. All team members have been made redundant, and our delivery projects and valued freelance contracts will cease by the end of March. This was an unexpected and at times a very upsetting journey for an organisation that has brought significant investment and resources to our region. But we were all agreed that we would ensure a strong legacy of programmes building on our proven track record and to deliver a positive ending. We decided to tackle closure in a new way. We committed to making our exit an evolution, as proactively supportive and human-centred as possible. Importantly, we set out together to continue a legacy of good practice and, where possible, to find new, fitting, adoptive homes for CMP's active strands of work. Through openness, generosity and compassion, we're also delighted to have facilitated relocations for some of our members of our highly valued team. So, From April, Cornwall Council will be the home of our brilliant Museum Development Officer, Steph, who will be joining the culture team. From there, Steph will continue to deliver support and provide her expert advice through the South West Museum Development Programme funded by Arts Council England. And she will manage the wider cultural programme funded through Cornwall Council's Cultural Investment Programme. The St Ives Digital Town Trail, funded through Central Government's Town Deal programme, will be further developed and delivered by the Leach Pottery. The Citizens Curators Learning Portal will continue to be perfectly steered by a co-creator of the project, Tamina Goskar, at the Museum of Cornish Life. All of us involved will look forward to seeing the evolution of other areas of CMP's work, including the work with the brilliant team at Carefree Cornwall, the Museum of Carefree and the Culture Card projects, the powerful work with Black Voices Cornwall and Museum X in the creation of the documentary To Whom Does This Belong, and the brilliant partnership with freelancer Claire English on our trainee curators programme. As for the brilliant talent of the others within the CMP team, I'm delighted to share that most of us have unsurprisingly been swiftly appointed to exciting new roles. We know that these new beginnings will allow their skills and experience to flourish and develop in various and rewarding ways. I wish to say some very sincere and grateful thank yous to our funders and partners who have enabled CMP's vast portfolio of rich and impactful projects and programmes over the years. You include Cornwall Council, Arts Council England, Ragdale Foundation, Art Fund, South West Museum Development, National Lottery Heritage Fund, Dolverton Trust, Ars Electronica, Doors, Museum X, Carefree, Queer Kerno and Black Voices Cornwall. Since 2015, this has collectively unlocked 8.1 million for the sector, and through CMP, this was invested into research, projects, activity, convening and supporting 17+ museum and heritage settings across Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Extraordinary thanks must also go to our past and present trustees and team, in particular to our co-chairs Sarah Matson and Zoe Partington, who have provided CMP and myself with their unwavering support and compassion through these challenging last few months. Our heartfelt thank you must also go to all of you, to all the museums and heritage sites, as individuals, teams and volunteers. CMP has had the deep privilege of collaborating with you all over the last 9 years. Our aim, once we made the decision to close, was that the legacy of CMP would continue to have meaningful social impact through the new host organisations, all for the benefit of museums and heritage settings across Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. We're really proud that we've achieved this. So, CMP's closure is a story of teamwork, of collaboration, resilience, hope, opportunistic thinking, empathy and integrity. At this pivotal point, we can look forward to exciting new beginnings and celebrate what CMP has achieved since 2015 rather than what it has lost. I feel honoured to have gone through this journey with the support of the CMP board, committee members and our wonderful team. Several of you are here today who have been key supporters who have helped us land a dignified and even celebratory close to our charity. I hope other organisations may find our blueprint in some way inspiring when facing unexpected change. Let us all remember what brings us together and connects us. Our collective passion for heritage, culture and creativity, and the importance of integrity, innovation, inclusion and collaboration in making a positive change for our local communities. Thank you. And now, on to the important and exciting section of the day. Thank you. And that applause is to all the team. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry. Breath. But now we're going to the joyous part of the day, of the highlights of the cultural calendar, and I'm going to hand you over to the one and only Daphne Skinner.
Tamsin, thank you very much, and hello everybody, not only here in the room, but also wherever you are across the world, because we're here at Crescent Kerno, we're also virtual as well. And as you heard Tamsin say, if you are lucky enough to be a winner, then please make sure that you have a microphone and you talk into it, otherwise you won't be able to be heard. And my glamorous assistant, Henry, will hand you the microphone. So there we go. Now, tonight's awards are brought to you by Cornwall Museums Partnership and South West Museum Development. The Cornwall Heritage Awards are supported by Arts Council England and Cornwall Council. And special thanks to sponsors, the Cornwall and West Devon Mining World Heritage Site, University of Exeter's Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, Cornwall, and the Institute of Cornish Studies. Also, not forgetting Rodder's Creamery. I mean, where would we be without that clotted cream? I'm delighted to be here on behalf of BBC Radio Cornwall, and thank you also to media partners Chaos Digital, who are running around and taking lots of pictures and filming as well. So do join in on social media. The hashtag this evening is CHA24. CHA24. And so on to the awards. Just a reminder that all museums and heritage organisations nominate themselves for each award. Judging took place in November by a wonderfully diverse range of heritage professionals and experts in their fields, representing the Museums Association, the Association of Independent Museums, the University of Exeter, the University of Falmouth, Cornish Maids, Carefree, Queer Kerno, and the Climate Museum UK. And we're delighted that so many of the judges could join us in person this evening. I think you all deserve a round of applause, because it's not an easy thing to judge something like this. The finalists of most categories are made up of groups of all sizes, and this year, I'm told, smaller organisations have been giving the larger ones a run for their money. However, two categories, Exhibition of the Year and Spirit of the Awards, have been split into two groups based on how many full-time equivalent paid members of staff are in the organisation. This is so we can properly and fairly celebrate the full breadth and diversity of all the heritage groups, including the huge number of volunteer-run museums across Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly. Our winners will be presented with a trophy made from locally sourced reclaimed wood, and all shortlisted projects, teams and individuals will receive a highly commended certificate. So the awards will be presented in this order: Collaboration, Innovation, Heritage Heroes, Leader of the Year, One to Watch, Exhibition of the Year, Spirit of the Awards, and then Object of the Year. All entrants have been asked to submit statements on their commitment to inclusion and environmental sustainability. The Spirit of the Awards trophies and commendations will be given to the organisations whose actions and cultures really impress the judges in these areas. We're saving our favourite award till last, Object of the Year, voted for by the public. It's always a joy to see your objects and stories capturing the imagination of our audiences. Now, to help the awards run smoothly, please can I ask that if you are announced as the winner of your category, join me on the stage. It's not too terrifying, honestly. Just say a few words, and then we can all give you a huge round of applause and take some photos too. I'll then ask the runners-up to collect their highly commended certificates, and we'll get some group photos on stage. And then you can return to your seats for the rest of the ceremony. So the first presentation is for the Collaboration Award, a new or existing partnership that has delivered results greater than the sum of its parts. Due to the exceptional quality of entries this year, our shortlist consists of 5 projects. The first is Revoice, Falmouth University in partnership with Tate St Ives, Tuesday Night Fun Club, Community Choir, and Impossible Producing Limited. Revoice was a project taking Penzance's Galawan Festival as a starting point to explore belonging, place and community. It focused on intangible cultural heritage and culminated in performances at Tate St Ives, attended by more than 500 people. The next is the Grand Ball of Rosevere Community Project, Isles of Scilly Museum Association. The project ran during the out-of-season winter months to focus on the local community. It celebrated the history of the Grand Ball and the Bishop Rock Lighthouse and used the museum's archives as a starting point for an exhibition, a play, artist-led workshops, a dance, films, and a souvenir publication to engage with a wide range of community groups. Restoring the Net Barrow Mevergazine District Museum is the next project. The museum worked with Goran Men in Sheds group to sympathetically restore a net barrow that had belonged to the last full-time fisherman in Goran Haven and had been recently donated to the museum. The barrow is now displayed in the museum with before and after photos, and the museum hoped to collaborate with the Men in Sheds group in future. I'm glad they came out of them. Bringing together marine-themed charities and businesses, National Maritime Museum Cornwall, in collaboration with National Lobster Hatchery, Cornish Diving, Rustler Yachts and Falmouth Harbour, the museum staged a release of 620 baby lobsters during National Marine Week outside the Tidal Zone Gallery to engage a museum audience with marine conservation in action. 1,153 visitors engaged with the event and had a very rewarding visit. And finally, More Than Words, Sensory Trust in partnership with Wheel Martin Clayworks, Giva Tin Mine, Hale Heritage Centre and Crescent Kearney. Working closely with the 4 heritage sites and local artists, the project developed and implemented accessible and inclusive sensory-rich story experiences to be enjoyed by all visitors. During the 2.5 years of the project, the Sensory Trust collaborated with the partner teams and more than 165 people from 12 different community groups, including Sense, Eyesight Cornwall, and Dementia Walking Groups. And so, out of that tremendous shortlist, we have a winner, and that is the Isles of Scilly Museum's Grand Ball of Rosevere Community Project. Please come up on stage.
Just amazing. It was an incredible project. I was so proud of it. It was really a deeply embedded community project. Thank you, museum. Thank you, Tammy. Don't know, what else do you want to say?
Just thanks to Beck for being brilliant, bringing that high standard of artistic know-how, gut. It's just something magical. And to work with quality artists on that tiny island and really enhance what we're offering is what it's all about. It was wonderful, and that's thanks to these guys.
And just to all the people watching on Scilly, well done.
We might need you to come back on for a photograph, please, if that's possible.
Thanks, everyone in the Isles of Scilly. You were fantastic.
Okay. Thanks. So that's how it's done. Thank you, congratulations. And please can all our runners up from Falmouth University, Mevergazine, National Maritime Museum and Sensory Trust come up to collect your certificates. And a photograph as well for you all, please. The next presentation is for the Innovation Award, a new initiative, digital project or way of working that has made your organisation more resilient in the long term. Shortlisted nominees are Family Route at Lanhydrock National Trust. At Lanhydrock, the project team created a young person-centric visitor offer by separating a section of the house, creating interactive spaces and redressing the previous gender imbalance using material from original letters and diaries. They worked with a focus group of young staff members who challenged and invigorated their cultural practice to achieve an innovative and authentic visitor experience. This was not only new for Lanhydrock, but is groundbreaking within the National Trust and in country house museums as a whole. Taking the castle to the community, the Castle Heritage Centre in Bude. Following the appointment of the new role of outreach officer this year, the castle developed new outreach sessions to take key collections and stories from the museum out to schools, residents of care homes, and supported housing to share knowledge and memories. Feedback has been overwhelmingly positive, and it's clear that the sessions provoke happy memories and have a positive impact on well-being. And music nights. Wheel Martin Clayworks. Wheel Martin recognised the need for an accessible cultural venue in mid-Cornwall and capitalised on the beautiful acoustics of the atrium. Using a pay-what-you-can model, the museum has hosted 14 music nights this year, bringing a range of locally based bands to a new audience in the area. The music nights have provided an opportunity to work with and promote many local Cornish artists, some of whom are well established and some of whom are just getting started. This innovation has balanced income generation with affordability and meeting local cultural and social needs. And so, the winner of the Innovation Award is the Family Route at Lanhydrock.
This is amazing. We were so privileged to work with young people at Lanhydrock to produce this new family offer that we hope will inspire future generations to get excited about culture, about Cornwall, about our places. And so really, this is thanks to you, Ollie, and for also challenging the way I work, keeping me young, keeping me fresh, keeping me, I don't know, on trend. I don't know. Lawrence is amazing with words. He wrote that application. I mean, I actually don't remember when we wrote that we were groundbreaking within the National Trust. But the fact the ADO for the National Trust in Cornwall is here tonight, that's somewhat embarrassing. But it's still true.
Lucky we won the award. I just want to say, what a fitting end to Charlie at your time here at Lanhydrock. 2 weeks left in post as Senior Collections and House Manager, 5 years, and what a 5 years. We've talked about inspiration, but you have really inspired the team, and what an impact you've had on those around you. So I just want to say a massive congratulations to Charlie.
Thank you. Oh. Oh, sorry. Great. Thank you.
Henry, thank you. Then please can we have the Castle and Will Martin up to receive your certificates. you. Well done. Congratulations. Now we move on to the Heritage Heroes, an opportunity to celebrate the work of a team who've achieved something very special this year. Jeremy Brown and Tammy Bedford, Isles of Scilly Museum Association, as freelance arts workers wearing many different hats, Jeremy and Tammy have developed the cultural infrastructure on Scilly and consistently supported and added value to museums' offer using their extensive expertise and networks. They're magnificent brokers, building partnerships and projects that deliver above their weight, this year including, as we've already heard, the Grand Ball, Creative Scilly, Festival of Nature, Night at the Museum, guided walks, a community research network project, young curators field trips, and invaluable contribution via the activity plan and pilot projects, the development of the new cultural centre and museum. Crescent Kerno volunteer team, Archives and Cornish Studies Service. This year, 74 volunteers have contributed 6,387 hours across our service, helping to provide access to and interpretation of our collections. Not only do they provide huge added value to the service, their energy and enthusiasm brings an exciting buzz to Crescent Kerno. Dedicated groups work across preservation, cataloguing, family history, and the garden and grounds. They're the most dedicated team and are fully embedded in the service. Penley House Learning Volunteers, that's the House Gallery and Museum. The learning volunteers are involved in all areas of the learning programme and enrich it hugely through their dedication and sharing of expertise and experience. This year, they've supported development of new Romans and Celts in Cornwall school sessions, reached 250 children and young people through Saturday activity sessions, and undertaken extensive clean-up and redecoration of the learning space in the coach house, as well as supporting regular sessions for schools, families, outreach, and arts and health workshops. The learning volunteers have worked so hard this year to improve and increase the reach of the learning sessions with their continued commitment, enthusiasm, and talent. And so we move on to the announcement of the winners of Heritage Heroes. We travel to the Isles of Scilly, to Jeremy Brown and Tammy Bedford.
I wasn't expecting that, so I don't know what to say other than Jeremy, I hope you're watching over on the Isles of Scilly, and here it is. I'll bring it over. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Photograph.
Smile, Jeremy.
I'm delighted. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Oh, that's lovely. Can we have a picture with Jeremy in as well? Yes, so shall I take... There we are. There's a photographer. Smile, you're on candid camera. Oh. Thank you, I think that's it. So now it's time for the volunteer team at Crescent Kerno and the learning team at Penley to come up onto the stage and receive your certificates. Congratulations to you. Our next award is Leader of the Year, recognising inspirational leadership from an individual or team in an organisation at any level who's influenced, inspired and motivated their colleagues. Nominees are Martha Broadhurst and Anne Tudor, Isles of Scilly Museum Association. In a challenging period of expansion and development, Martha and Anne put themselves forward as co-chairs of the museum, working tirelessly and diligently to understand all aspects of the museum and its potential opportunities and threats. They've worked hard to support their staff and brought a professionalism to the role which has been clear and helpful, setting up committees to support a robust governance structure. They each dedicate time to the operations and projects of the museum beyond their role as trustees. Above all, they steer the organisation with confidence, sensitivity and pride, and a sense of humour. That's essential, isn't it? Lewis Squire's hand, Morlaith. Lou was the Jarl, or leader, of the project for the last 3 years before he sadly passed away, leaving an enormous loss at the heart of the group. During his time as Jarl, he and the members of the leadership team saved the group from disbanding and sent it on a path to success. In 2023, Morlaith was able to attend and share their passion for the Cornish heritage, with visitors to 6 events around the duchy, including Arwenack and Etac Cerno. They've also significantly developed the reach of their social media audience from a couple of hundred to more than 2,000 followers, and with posts that frequently have an audience of tens of thousands. Morlaith continues to build on Lou's legacy. The winner of the Leader of the Year, Martha Broadhurst and Anne Tudor. We think they might be on screen.
Yeah.
Ah! Hello. Hello, who are you?
Thank you very, very much. That's amazing, thank you.
Is that Anne or Martha?
Yeah, it's Anne.
Anne. Hello, Anne. That's good. Oh, congratulations to you, Anne.
Such an exciting time for the Isles of Scilly Museum. It's just an amazing project that we've got on at the moment.
Fantastic.
Sorry,
And where?
To my sure end?
No, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. We love listening to you. Whereabouts on Scilly are you?
Well, I'm not even on the Isles of Scilly, unfortunately, at the moment, although you can see my kayak behind me. But no, I'm joining you from Shrewsbury. Really excited. It's just a lovely affirmation of the project that we've been working on. But what I wanted to say was, as a successful leader needs a brilliant team to lead. And we're very, very lucky with Kate, Rachel, Alison and Sarah, our co-trustees and our volunteers. I'm wondering if I could perhaps just use this moment to particularly thank Kate, who's been both the underpinning and the enthusiasm for the museum project, for getting us to where we are now. Kate, thank you very, very much indeed.
Thank you so much, Anne. Lovely to see you, and congratulations. I think you're going to be charged by the Isles of Scilly Sky Bus for all of the trophies you're taking back. You know, it's adding quite a lot to your luggage allowance, isn't it? You'll have to buy extra. And so, please, John, who nominated Lou Squire's hand, please could you come and receive the certificate? And I understand that Lou's widow is here as well. If you'd like to come up too, we'd love to see you as well. Our next award is one to watch, which gives us all a chance to say thank you to a young volunteer aged under 25 for their outstanding contribution to a heritage organisation. Nominees are William Gray, Bodmin Keep, Cornwall's Army Museum, William has been volunteering regularly as a young collector and reenactor at Bodmin Keep this year during every school holiday. As a keen collector of 1930s to 50s uniform, kit and firearms, William has shared his passion with other young people, creating a safe and engaging environment to discuss and explore their shared interests. In doing so, he's inspired audiences of all ages and backgrounds to engage with history and understand the role of museums in preserving our culture and heritage. William is autistic, and the museum is one of the few places he can relax, be himself, and talk about his passions. And Daisy Stevens, Arthur Scilly Museum Association, a lead member of the Young Curators Group. Daisy requested to do her work experience in the museum this year. She's impressed with her confidence, warmth, and great local history knowledge when dealing with the public. She's worked across all areas of the museum's operations, including contributing to the development of the new cultural centre and museum. She continues to volunteer and is developing an in-school satellite exhibition of museum artefacts. Congratulations to both of those nominees. The winner of One to Watch is William Gray. So, unfortunately, William isn't here this evening, but we understand he might be watching online. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Hang on a second. We need a microphone, otherwise he's not going to be able to hear you. So, this is Helen Bishop-Stevens, who's accepting the award on William's behalf.
William, I'm very proud to be collecting this award on your behalf. Over the past year, you have presented yourself and the museum so well to our visitors and our audiences. Every holiday, you travel over 2 hours to come and present and share your enthusiasm with them. And you've brought our collection to life for many people, young and old. And I'm very proud, particularly proud of how well you represented us at Armed Forces Day down in Falmouth, where you spoke to numerous people about your work. So keep it up, keep on volunteering. We're really glad to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you. And so, congratulations to Daisy. Please, could you come up onto stage? Daisy, thank you for your hard work as well. The next award is new for 2024 and recognises the vision, creativity and hard work that goes into producing exhibitions. There'll actually be 2 exhibitions of the year. Such was the quality and diversity of applications from smaller and larger organisations. The shortlisted exhibitions from larger organisations are The Legend of King Arthur, a pre-Raphaelite love story touring exhibition, Falmouth Art Gallery. This exhibition was the single biggest exhibition that Falmouth Art Gallery has ever undertaken in terms of scope and significance. The show was conceived and administered at Falmouth and toured to the William Morris Gallery and Tullie House Museum and Gallery. It drew together new research on the confluence of Arthurian legend, pre-Raphaelite art and regional scholarship. Alongside the exhibition itself, the gallery hosted a number of workshops, tours and talks. Volunteers were engaged with the show through invigilation and the production of upcycled dress-up costumes as part of the interactive element of the exhibition. More than 25,000 visitors saw the iconic and less well-known works in the show, leaving overwhelmingly positive feedback. Adrift, Lost at Sea, Royal Cornwall Museum. Working with author Tracy Williams, this exhibition told the story of containers of Lego lost at sea and washed up on Cornish beaches. Tracy's collections were used to convey an important message about plastic pollution through a vibrant exhibition which appealed to both local and summer holiday tourists. The museum worked with several of Tracy's contemporaries who created art using beach plastic to display as part of the exhibition and ran an activity programme that engaged with more than 5,000 children across the 6-week summer holiday. The exhibition made the whole museum buzz for the summer and was extended for a further 2 months. And 15, A History of Pride in Cornwall at the Royal Cornwall Museum. Curated by Queer Kerno and in collaboration with Cornwall Pride, the exhibition and programme of activities, training and visits celebrated 15 years of Pride in Cornwall and 50 years of Pride in the UK. It highlighted the importance and long-standing existence of queer histories in Cornwall, which is crucial to the representation of our diverse and inclusive history. There are also numerous interactivities for people to record their response to objects and stories and feel that their voice could be added to the themes within the displays. Queer history has always existed, but by the nature of how things have been collected, this isn't always visible in museum collections and displays. Following the exhibition, the LGBTQIA+ flags remain in situ and permanent trail objects can be followed in the galleries. And so, the winner of Exhibitions of the Year for the larger organisations goes to Adrift, Lost at Sea.
Thank you very much. It was a really fun exhibition. It looked fun. It was fun to put on. We did the really fun bit. We did the family engagements. That was great. I promised the collections team, big shout out to them. They did the not so fun bit, which was curating many objects that had been in the sea for a long time. And I'm reliably informed by Jenny Walcock, our collections manager, they had a certain aroma. So that bit wasn't fun. I promised I'd mention that. Huge thank you to Tracy Williams for lending us all her stuff, her fabulous ideas, her fabulous flat lays. And yeah, we're really glad it was well received and well enjoyed.
I don't have a lot more to add. I feel like Kate said everything. But yeah, thank you for Tracy and Jenny as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
And please will representatives for the Legend of King Arthur and 15, A History of Pride in Cornwall, come up for their commendations. The shortlisted exhibitions from smaller organisations are Snooker in Mevagissey and District Museum. This exhibition showcased the collections of Mevagissey Social Club, including those relating to local player Jonathan Barron, who won the 1970 Amateur World Snooker Championship and was UK champion on 3 occasions. 4 generations of Jonathan's family visited the museum and were photographed alongside the display, some of which was provided by his wife. The exhibition proved a great success with visitors from around the world, some of whom had family connections and others who were snooker enthusiasts, and its run was extended from 2 months to the whole season. Discovering St Ives Museum. The museum felt passionately that the story of how St Ives emerged as a major artists' colony has not been fully told in the town, and so staged their first exhibition for many years. In collaboration with art historian David Tovey, the exhibition showed from 1830 to 1890, described how St Ives changed from a little-known fishing and mining town to an important artistic, colony and told the stories of many of the early artists and what motivated them to visit the town. It was an outstanding success, increasing footfall by 30%, with new audiences specifically attracted to the museum by the exhibition. Flotsam and Jetsam, Saltash Heritage. Inspired by the acquisition of a child's clinker rowing boat and focusing on the river traffic, trade, and the effect of pollution on the Tamar, this exhibition displayed non-electrical and sustainable items to challenge audiences to think about their own environmental sustainability. This proved to become quite a talking point with visitors. As a challenge to themselves and to other museums, the Saltash Heritage team spent no money producing the exhibition and only used recycled and repurposed materials. It took energy, creativity, and careful thought, but they were still able to produce a high-quality, thought-provoking exhibition. The winner for this part of the awards, the shortlisted for the smaller organisations, is Discovering St Ives Museum.
Hello. Well, what can I say? Big surprise for us to win this. This is a new team down in St Ives, and they've worked extremely hard in supporting me and enabling us to put this exhibition together. It couldn't have been done without the support of David Tovey, and I'm sure those of you that know the work of David will realise that we had really expert support. But the visitors liked it, and hopefully we will continue to bring more of this story of early art to St Ives.
Just a couple of things to add. Firstly, actually, now we've done the sums, our visitor footfall was up by nearly 70%, not 30%. Secondly, he's too modest to admit it, but this was very much Andy's passion in conjunction with David, and without him it would not have happened and would not have been anything like the success that it has been. And finally, now we're in 2024, come to St Ives Museum and see Capturing the Light, St Ives Artists 1885 to 1914, which is our second of these exhibitions and hopefully will be equally successful. Thank you very much.
Just a quick picture now. And so it's the turn of Mevagizi and Saltash Heritage to come up onto the stage and receive your certificates. Our penultimate presentations go to the larger and smaller organisations who've really demonstrated the spirit of the awards. That is, commitment to environmental sustainability and inclusion. These awards are kindly sponsored by the Cornwall and West Devon Mining World Heritage Site. Now, before we present the awards, however, I've got a little treat for you. Last year, several organisations demonstrated exceptional commitment to environmental responsibility and addressing the climate crisis. The team at CMP and Chaos have worked with these organisations to produce 4 short films to celebrate what they've already achieved and to challenge and inspire other museums and galleries to take action. The films from Newlyn Art Gallery and The Exchange, Mevagizi and District Museum and Saltash Heritage will be screened at events later this year. The Castle Heritage Centre, Bude, won the Spirit of the Awards last year for their role in a town-wide effort to make Bude a greener place to live and visit. Tonight, I'm delighted to present the Castle's film, in which Heritage Curator Janine King explains their approach.
Debris has been washed up on Bude's beaches for many generations, so the community as a whole has a real history of having to deal with this, as well as live with the effects of climate change and coastal erosion for generations. In recent years, there's been a movement called A Greener Bude, which has really been the umbrella group for many, many different initiatives that have sought to address this problem. Initiatives such as the 2-Minute Beach Clean, Cleaner Seas Project, Refill Bude, to name but a few. So in 2007, the castle became the Bude Heritage Centre.
I think it might be being sorted out. We had a little problem with the sound there, didn't we? Do you want me to sing? No. No. No, you don't, actually. No, this is going to be much more interesting, honestly. Let's try again.
Debris has been washed up on Bude's beaches for many generations, so the community as a whole has a real history of having to deal with this, as well as live with the effects of climate change and coastal erosion for generations. In recent years, there's been a movement called A Greener Bude, which has really been the umbrella group for many, many different initiatives that have sought to address this problem. Initiatives such as the 2-Minute Beach Clean, Cleaner Seas Project, Refill Bude, to name but a few. So in 2007, the castle became the Bude Heritage Centre, as well as art galleries and a restaurant. As part of the initial displays that were put together, the council felt that it was very important to tell the story of the difficulties and problems that Bude faces. The all washed up display was one of the first displays that was put together. It's very simple but very effective, and it shows exactly how long it takes for different plastics and different types of debris that gets washed up to disintegrate. It's used a lot by schools, by visitors alike, and really it was put together to educate visitors and also acknowledge the problem for local people as well. As well as that display, we've also had, since 2007, since we've opened, displays on climate change, displays on coastal erosion, the dangers of plastics to sea life, and all of these things really are really important for our Heritage Centre and for our visitors. So the Castle Heritage Centre is owned and maintained by Bude Stratton Town Council, who have a very strong environmental ethos, and it's something that is embedded in everything that they do. That feeds down to us at the castle, and it's something that has been embedded right from the beginning, when the Heritage Centre was first opened in 2007. It's not things that are necessarily fed from the top down. The initiatives that we have are ones that come from staff members. There are ongoing discussions between staff, between managers at the castle about how we can improve and what we can do. But it's something that's very much part of our organisation and part of what we do day to day. Some of the main front-facing initiatives we have are in the cafe and the shop area. This is a place where we can really get our message across to our visitors. For many years, we've used only compostable takeaway cups, takeaway cutlery, supplied by Vegware. We also have a discount system for people who bring their own eco cups for hot drinks. We offer free water refills, and that's part of the Refill Bude initiative. In the shop area, we don't stock any plastic toys. We're very mindful of that. We stock books on environmental issues for children. We only supply paper bags on request if people buy anything. So we really do try and drive that message home through our cafe and shop sales. The castle is a Grade 2 listed building, which obviously throws up its own problems, and there are some things that we may not be able to do that we would like to. So, for example, we wouldn't be able to put solar panels on the roof, for example. However, the council buildings that are just opposite are having solar panels put on at the moment. So there are issues, but we do try and do as much as we possibly can within the restraints of the building.
Janine, you're a film star. You didn't watch one bit of that, did you? Your head was down for all of that, but we all thoroughly enjoyed it. And thanks so much to Chaos for producing such a lovely film, and to everyone as well at the Castle Heritage Centre for sharing all of the work that you do. Well, now back to this year's Spirit of the Awards. All entrants to the Cornwall Heritage Awards were asked how they're working to become more inclusive, accessible and welcoming, and what they're doing to become more environmentally sustainable. Spirit of the Awards has been judged by members of the Cornwall and West Devon Mining World Heritage Site, assisted by experts in environmental responsibility and inclusion and accessibility in museums. We'll award certificates of commendation first, and then the trophy to the winners. For the larger organisations, the judges would like to offer certificates of commendation to Penley House Museum and Gallery and Wheel Martin Clayworks. Congratulations to both of you for your efforts. Please come and get your certificates. And the winner of the Spirit of the Awards for larger organisations is Crescent-Kernow, and I'll tell you why. The judges were impressed by the overall dedication to inclusive and equitable practice. The building's been designed to be welcoming and inclusive, and you continue to work with organisations such as Disability Cornwall and the Sensory Trust to ensure an ongoing approach to the collections and their use that is inclusive and representative of Cornwall. Equally impressive is the way environmental responsibility is embedded in your mission and values. Sustainability was again considered in the design of the building and caring for the collections, and ongoing commitments include the use of eco-friendly materials and using the exhibition space to promote ecological and sustainability issues. Team Crescent-Kernow, congratulations. Please come and receive your award.
As you can tell, we were not expecting this because Tamsin and I are in our jeans. We're really delighted to have received this and incredibly unexpected. So thank you for everybody who nominated us and for the judges. It's just extraordinary. I'm speechless, which is quite a rare thing if you know me.
Yeah. We're so proud of Crescent-Kernow and what we've achieved and all the people that helped us get here and still work with us to do this. So, thank you to Claire from the Sensory Trust and, all the other people that work with us to really help with this. Oh, and Abby
Abby's
at the back. It's brilliant. We're delighted and very shocked. Sorry for the jeans. We didn't have time to change.
I know.
We'll hide.
Next, the judges would like to offer certificates of commendation to the smaller organisations who impressed them, Saltash Heritage and St Ives Museum. And the winner of the Spirit of Awards for smaller organisations is Mevergizzy District Museum. And this is why the judges commend you. I'm just going to read a little bit out as to why you won the award, because the judges commend you for your flexible approach to the diversity of volunteers who run the museum, not taking a one-size-fits-all approach, but adapting, training and development to individual needs. You've made excellent steps and are clearly thinking about best practice. The judges thought you showed a wide range of approaches to the environmental sustainability of the museum in both practical and strategic terms, from reducing waste and changing your banking arrangements to reduce travel, to having a named trustee overseeing your environmental responsibility and programming public engagement around environmental issues. You've made changes and taken action in every area with rigour and passion. Congratulations to all of the volunteers of Mevergizzy and District Museum. Now is the time for you to come up and get your award.
Again, we weren't expecting that, so wow, thank you. Really, it's really great that we've been honoured in that way, because we do really care much about the heritage of Mevergizzy, but also the environment and what we live as well, and we really hope that comes through with the museum and what we do to support all of that, really. So again, thank you very much. Big thank you to the volunteer team supporting us, everyone out there in Mevergizzy who may be watching as well, and the local community as well, so thank you all. Oh, and our chairwoman, Jane, is actually in New Zealand watching as well. So hello, Jane. This is for you as well.
Jane.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Well done. Don't get your photograph. And so on to the final category, which is Object of the Year, which has been kindly sponsored by the University of Exeter's Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, Cornwall, and the Institute of Cornish Studies. This year, we're turning the spotlight onto Cornwall's unique places by drawing attention to objects that tell stories of both the natural and built landscape. A sense of place shapes our individual identities and shared cultures, and the relationships between object and place tell stories of our responses to our environment. The winner of this category has been decided through an online public vote. Each of these 7 amazing objects tells a completely different story of Cornwall and the Isles of Scilly, from around 5000 BC to the present day. So first of all, Lawrence House Museum Launson, the 1830s Reform Flask. Commissioned by a wine and spirit merchant based at Westminster Bridge, this 1830s flask celebrates the 1832 Reform Act, which changed the political landscape of Cornwall and Launson. Cres and Kernow Archives and Cornish Studies Service Manor Map Lelant and Trevetho. A map of the manor of Lelant and Trevetho in Lelant Parish, surveyed by Charles Moody for William Praed, dated 1820 to 21, drawn in ink and watercolour. Manorial maps record some of the earliest representations of Cornwall's landscape and how its people lived and work. The Castle Heritage Centre Bude, wood from a submerged ancient forest. A preserved piece of a tree trunk from an ancient prehistoric submerged forest, a unique part of the Cornish landscape, unearthed at Crooklet's Beach, the site of one of several submerged ancient forests found throughout Cornwall. Next, it's the Isles of Scilly Museum Association with the Grand Ball on Rosevere Quilt 2023. A community-created appliqued and pieced story quilt celebrating the building of the Bishop Rock Lighthouse and the fabled Grand Ball, hosted by the chief engineer, James Douglas, to lift the spirits of the workers on the remote and desolate island of Rosevere, where they were billeted. The National Maritime Museum Cornwall, Irene, the Falmouth Oyster Punt. Hall Tow Punt Irene was built at around 1950, specifically for use in the Falmouth oyster fishery. It's a unique fishery preserved by bylaws, which ensure that oysters can only be fished by boats powered by oars or sails, which has made it very sustainable for our seascape and preserved a traditional way of life. National Trust Lanhydrock, the Lanhydrock Atlas. This was created in the 1690s, most likely by the famous cartographer Joel Gascoigne. It charts the land holding of the wealthy Robarts family of Lanhydrock through 258 highly decorated maps recording roads, coastline, buildings and rivers from St Just to the Lizard to the Tamar. Museum of Cornish Life Helston Serpentine Works. The workshop of serpentine turner Vivian Bazusto from Church Cove, the Lizard. Serpentine as a commodity has fallen in and out of love with the public, but this workshop is consistently loved by all of our visitors. More than 1,100 votes were cast, and only 3 votes separated the top 3 objects, so it was close. The winner of the Object of the Year 2024 is the Manor Map Lelant and Javetho. Congratulations again to Crescent Kerno. Please come and get your trophy.
Hello. Thank you. I'm very shocked that the map won. There's so many other amazing objects nominated. These records are sometimes forgotten and misunderstood, so it's just really lovely that it was voted for by the public. Thank you.
So please, can we have representatives from Lawrence House, the Castle, Isles of Scilly, National Maritime Museum, Lanhydrock, and Museum of Cornish Life. It's going to be pretty busy on stage, but we'd love you all to come up and to receive your certificates. Thank you. And so that brings the awards to a close. Thank you to our expert judges for making these tricky decisions. Every year we know how close it is and how difficult it must be to choose between these amazing people, projects and organisations. Thank you to the partners and sponsors. Without you, we would not be able to celebrate the achievements like this. And it's so important, isn't it? It's been a wonderful evening. Thank you to all the museums, galleries and organisations who entered the awards this year. Whether you won a trophy or not, please be proud of all that you've achieved. You really do make a difference. Thank you to all the funders and supporters of the various projects, activities and groups that have been talked about this evening. Ongoing investment into the sector and the impact that we are collectively able to make in our communities is so important. And finally, thanks to all of you, not only here, but also online, for attending today and sharing in the celebrations. I really hope that you've enjoyed your evenings and learnt so much about each other and shared stories and shared best practice and things like that. That's definitely the idea of the day. And by the looks of things, you are all ready to have conversations still about what you're doing in all of your communities. Thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a very safe journey home. And I hope that you've enjoyed this evening. Please give yourselves another round of applause because it's been really wonderful to celebrate. Thank you so much.